Good evening, everyone. I'm Dionysius, and we're together with Orlando Wilson. And tonight we're going to discuss about SIA license and whether it's credible or needed for anyone in the close protection business.
Well, the thing is with the SIA license, the British SIA license is one of the few government-issued close protection licenses. If you're working in UK, yes, you need it. If you're working anywhere else, do you need it? No. It's a specific license for the UK industry. I know some international companies was asking for it for people to work in Iraq and Afghan, but since those jobs have virtually disappeared, to do an SIA course, okay, it's only applicable if you're working in UK. The standard of the course is low in general because it can't be too high, because the government wants people to do the courses and pass the courses because they're making money from it. From what I understand, they're offering the courses to people that's been unemployed too long in UK to get them back in the workplace. So if you're unemployed, you can't find a job, they'll give you an SIA course, you can go and play bodyguard. So that's the standard of the course. But this is, go on, sorry.
Yeah, why do you think people took the bait? Why do you think for some time at least everybody was thinking SIA, I need to have it, SIA, I need to have it?
Because there was BS going around that you needed it to work in Iraq and Afghan. And I know plenty of people that's worked in Iraq and Afghan, not for good money, some for good money in the heyday, but these days not, that never had the SIA courses. But it's one of the things people were selling this. This is an approved course. As you know, we're going to be pushing the level 3 approved accredited courses, but we'll be putting our spin on them. They're not SIA because there's no need to know about UK laws, UK rules and regulations outside of UK. The laws in UK the SIA courses never used to include anything to do with conflict resolution, nothing to do with self-defense. I understand they brought that requirement in now, but it's applicable for the SIA course is applicable for the UK. It's not applicable for other places because all the laws are different. If you come to me now and say you got an SIA course, it's like, okay, it's no different than having a driving license.
Mm-hmm.
You have a driving license, you can drive a car at a basic level. It's not an advanced driver's license, it's just a basic license. But let me mention this about licensing. I've come across how many people over the years, and even in US. We'll put it this way, if you turn up in the US with an SIA license, can you get a local security license, private investigator's license, etc.? Definitely not, because it's not applicable to that market. They don't recognize the experience. The SIA course is 140 hours. To become a private investigator in the state of Florida, it's a 2-year, you have to prove 2 years experience. So what's a 140-hour SIA course? Nothing. In the state of Florida, in most US states, it's private investigators that provide plainclothes security, i.e. executive protection. Now, this is why I'm a little bit jaded about government licenses. If you're applying for a private investigator's license in the state of Florida, and I had one, I had a private investigation agency. They don't recognize any executive protection experience or training that goes towards your 2 years experience. So you don't need any executive protection training or experience to get a private investigator's license in the state of Florida. But those are the people that the state of Florida tells you are the ones that's able to do executive protection services. So to me, it's pretty, how can I put it politely, which is difficult for me. Pretty strange that you got people pushing themselves as private investigators, licensed executive protection specialists, where there's no requirement for them to have any experience or training to get the license that they're using, that they're telling people, validates them to be executive protection specialists. Okay. That's my whole take on the licensing, be it SIA or a lot of the other licensing. A lot of it is minimum standard, and there's always, how can I put it? I always look at people's experience, not the licenses. You need the license to work in the area, wherever you are, be it a Greek license, be it in the US, an individual state license. But I take it all with a big pinch of salt.
So in the end, it is nothing more than marketing, right?
For the SIA stuff, sure. If you're working in UK, you need the license. If you're not working in UK, there's no need to do an SIA course. We'll be pushing the level 3 CP course, the international accredited courses, because people want the accredited courses. But the thing is, with a lot of these courses, the 140-hour courses, that's like a minimum 2-week course. Okay, who's got the time and money to take off 2 weeks from work to go and do a licensing course? A lot of this initially, and I remember back in the day when all these longer courses came out, they were geared towards people leaving the British military, part of their resettlement. And I know one guy years ago, he done a course, a month-long course with, at the time, one of the top security companies that I worked for, that was offering these courses. And I never done that course. And that guy spent a month on the course. You know what? He was a friend of mine at the time. I had to pay his rent because for a whole month he wasn't earning, but he still had bills to pay. So before you do one of these long courses, you need to consider, are you going to be making the money back from it? The SIA courses, if you're working in UK, you have to do them. If you're not resident or working in UK, then there's no need to do an SIA course. It's BS. People telling you this is the best course, it's a minimum standard course because they're offering it to people for free.
Okay, thank you very much, Orlando. Thank you for your time. If there is anything you'd like to know, any specific answer to any specific question, you can always use the comments below. Thank you very much. Good night.